There's a swirling batch of Marvel leaks out there, all seemingly connected and having to do with massive repercussions for the MCU in Phase 4 and Phase 5. This potentially will lead to Avengers 5 and that Secret Wars Battle World thing that we keep talking about.
It's like the news, but for nerds.
Today's shout out goes to Adam Schlobam. Indeed, BD1 is Cal's droid from the new Jedi Fallen Order video game. Make sure you stay to the end of this video where we will ask another Nerd Car question. What's up, everybody? Happy Monday to you. I am Josh. Welcome back to the show, and woo, we are starting the week off right. Yes, over the past couple of days, there have been a lot of Marvel leaks swirling around the internet, and this all came out of nowhere. It's really shocking, but what's really interesting is it all seems to tie together, corroborating different parts of the leaks, giving us a pretty clear picture of what we think is going to happen. Let's start with the Jeremy Conrad scoop. So this came out a couple of days ago. MCU Cosmic ran an article talking about a rumor they were hearing about Wanda and Vision's kids being cast for the Wandavision Disney Plus MCU series. And this was later more or less confirmed by a casting call being put out by Marvel Studios for a project called Big Red, which is the shooting name for Wandavision. And the two children in question would of course be Speed and Wiccan from the comics. These are very famous people in Marvel Comics, and they are the children of Vision and Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch. And this all has to do with a House of M kind of thing. You'll know where I'm going with this if you're a comic book reader, but interesting to the leaks themselves and the story, it was reported in Jeremy's original scoop that he was hearing that the kids were going to be massively aged up in the show. So they'll start as babies, but by the end of the show, they'll be actual characters and the characters we know from the comics. He said they start out as a vision, but then are actually real by the end of the show. Okay, then fast forward to leaks we got yesterday, and these are coming from Daniel PKR or Daniel Rickman. This is a very popular scooper for Marvel. We've talked about this guy before. He has a pretty good track record, but check this out. On his Patreon, he let it be known that he has an idea, or he is hearing about the idea of how the show will take place for WandaVision, saying that the first half of the series is sort of a love letter to different sitcoms, that every episode will be a different sitcom. So at first it will just be Wanda and Vision, then in episode 2 there will be the babies, then in episode 3 it'll be the full-fledged family, and so literally by the end of episode 3 Wiccan and Speed are much older. But then he says the back half of that show is a straight up Marvel movie where not only Wanda and Vision will be the characters we know from the MCU, but Wiccan and Speed will be fully realized MCU versions of themselves. They will be actual heroes. We might even get a taste of the Young Avengers in the end of that show. And do you see how that ties into what Jeremy was saying about how they're going to rapidly age up those babies? So it really seems like this is a real thing. And to compound the story even more, to make it even crazier, there were leaks coming from 4chan about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now, normally when we get 4chan leaks, I'm very hesitant to talk about them, but these came out alongside other 4chan leaks that make it seem like this is a legit batch of leaks, all coming from someone who is privy to some knowledge of what Marvel is doing right now. Like the fact that Marvel is actually casting the twins right now and different things like that. A lot of pieces are moving, and it's possible that whoever these leakers are getting this information and then leaking it out to us. So now let me read you this leak from 4chan. It was posted again on Reddit, so you can find it there if you're interested, but check this out. It says the film will indeed be a horror film. Chris pitched the first one, but Disney wanted to play it safe with Stefan's first outing, meaning that Scott Derrickson actually wanted the horror movie for the first movie, which, side note, totally wanted that in the first movie as well. I like Doctor Strange, the movie, but I felt like it played just a little too safe. It will be PG-13. It will indeed be a direct tie-in to WandaVision. Wanda will go insane after the events of the series and splits open the multiverse. Steven is torn between saving her or killing her. He wants to redeem her because she knows he's a good person deep down. He will also need to find a way to repair the shattered multiverse before everything goes to crap. Wanda will get a brand new look in this movie. This is scary and will highlight the witch part of her character. It will include the crown, but I'm also hearing her hair will be black. I think we're getting like a gothic Wanda. Monica Rambeau, Darcy Lewis, and Jimmy Woo will be a part of the movie as well. People have been speculating that Monica gets powers in the MCU. Monica will get killed in WandaVision, but Steven enters a universe where Maria Rambeau gets blasted by the Space Stone instead of Carol Danvers. Maria was pregnant at the time, and she didn't know that, but then Monica inherits her mother's power powers and becomes Photon when she grows up. New characters included will be Clea, a seasoned sorcerer from the Hong Kong sanctum that Steven falls in love with, Jericho Drum, a necromancer from the London sanctum whose parents were evil voodooists. Returning is Wong, the Ancient One, and Christine. The main villains will be Nightmare, an interdimensional demon who feeds off people's fears. He is eating at Wanda, influencing her terror and making her go insane. Alga Harkness, a disciple for Nightmare who is proficient in witchcraft, and Shuma Gorath, a big eyeball. Whoever ends up playing Wiccan from Wandavision will also be in the movie, assisting Doctor Strange. Marvel Zombies will play a big part in the movie, and Steven will spend some time there in that multiverse trying to find a MacGuffin. We will see Zombie Cap, Zombie Iron Man, a zombie Doctor Strange. The Sorcerers will battle a zombie Hulk. The animation series What If will be a sequel of sorts to Multiverse of Madness in this timeline. A lot of alternate timelines will be seen here and will be fully explored in the What If show. Okay, so that is pretty wild, and it lends credence to the other leaks we were just talking about. Wiccan's gonna be in the show. Wanda goes crazy. This vision that she is having in WandaVision, which is actually sounding more like it's a vision Wanda is having and not actually having to do with Vision the character, which I think is kind of a cool play on words. But either way, they're doing a House of M broken multiverse combo thing here, and it seems really freaking wild. So all of this leads me to believe that this is legitimately where we are going with these MCU movies. And the fact that we're getting alternate versions like the Monica Rambeau, the Photon from a different reality, all these different wild things just really furthers to me that we are indeed heading towards Secret Wars and Battle World. That Multiverse of Madness is going to set up this broken multiverse, which Wanda essentially breaks, right? And this obviously will be compounded by what happened in Endgame. Like, the entire multiverse is fractured right now. That is a perfect setup for the Beyonders wanting to shut down reality, which will lead us towards incursions and the lead up to a Battle World Secret Wars type of thing. Like, I know the thumbnail we did for our Saturday live stream was kind of clickbaity, but the honest to God truth is I do think Secret Wars is confirmed. I do think Battle World is coming, and I'm not the only person that thinks this, and all of the evidence is starting to stack up here. So guys, like I said before, like, if you think the MCU is over, done, and you know, we're moving downhill now, like there's nothing crazy that could happen, you have no idea what's coming. This stuff sounds wild, and it sounds like we're gonna legitimately head to a Battle World type situation. I am so excited for that. Oh, also, and real quick, the other 4chan leak was actually for Shang-Chi, and I'll briefly talk about that here, but it's not connected to anything else we were talking about, which actually was leaked prior. Like, there were other leakers that came out and said Shang-Chi's plot is going to be like James Bond with Shang-Chi, and it's not going to be connected to any of the MCU movies. And apparently that's true. Like, it's legitimately true. The plot leak from 4chan suggests that Shang-Chi will be helping or working with MI6 to stop his father, the Mandarin, from getting the 10 rings to take over the world. It's going to be very James Bond action adventure, and apparently Pierce Brosnan might even show up as an MI6 agent, so it's like legit James Bond, which again sounds freaking amazing to me. I don't necessarily need that movie to tie into anything, but I think it will, and I actually think the Mandarin and the future of that storyline could head us towards a Dark Avengers or a Cabal story, so I'm very excited for that as well. But that's the news. Holy wild Monday show with a bunch of crazy leaks. I need to know what you were thinking about all of this in the comment section below. I'm obviously pumped, but you know, I'm just a fanboy, right? So let me know what you guys are thinking in the comment section below. Also, quick reminder, I am supposed to do my live stream with Jason Ward from MakingStarWars.net tonight sometime. We had to cancel the show yesterday, so we're trying to reschedule for tonight. Just stay tuned to the channel later tonight to see that live stream. I think it's gonna be really cool, talking about the Star Wars fandom and the Star Wars leaks. And now let's check the nerd card before we get out of here. I want to know, out of all of the new characters we just mentioned in this show, which one of them is an LGBT character in the comic books? It's probably the LGBT character that Feige has been talking about and sort of hinting at coming to the screen, but the question remains, out of all the new characters we just talked about in these leaks, which one of them is LGBT in Marvel Comics? Answer that question in the comment section below. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.